Alright, let me show you some cool things I've got here. Like I mentioned, I'm kind of cutting down on haul videos, but I did have like 3 things show up that I thought were pretty cool to throw into a haul video. Let's start with the one that's a DVD. I'd be saying DVD, this guy, but I think this one's cool. And that is Apartment 7A. This was a Paramount Plus sequel, or not? Sorry, not a sequel. Prequel to Rosemary's Baby. It was not great. It was okay. I would watch it again. I do think it actually added things to the original movie while just kind of being a a mediocre follow up to that movie. But this was released on DVD. And then later it was kind of announced this was coming to Blu-ray. And then that Blu-ray quietly got canceled. And I say got canceled but I'm not really sure what happened. Nobody's really sure. Basically, the pre-order went up, and then if you go on Amazon, you can actually search up Apartment 7A Blu-ray. It'll take you to a page that says currently unavailable, but it's been that way for months. So this is never coming out, I'm assuming. I'd be very shocked if it comes out. I think this might be a movie that maybe Paramount tries to write off in their taxes, like a couple other shows that they've done, or movies from Paramount Plus. It's really disgusting that Warner Brothers has really shown studios that they can just do this as a practice. And Warner Brothers is kind of facing a backlash with some of those. That's the new Looney Tunes stuff. You can read up on all that, but it's weird. But I figured I do want to get this just in case it goes off Paramount Plus, because like I said, I would watch this again. But I just put the DVD in my wish list because they did have a DVD, and it was like $13. I've been seeing people find this at Walmart for $5, and so I kind of assume eventually Amazon's gonna price match, and I'll just grab it then. So I kind of waited, and I also searched on Walmart.com to see, hey, is it $5 in stock at any of the Walmarts near me? I'll just order it at the store and go in there. And it was like $13 on there too. So I was kind of just waiting. The other day it dropped to $5, so I went in and snagged this. I'm not really into DVDs, but when it comes to stuff like this, the weird and obscure things that you just don't know, is that going to be on Paramount Plus forever, or is it going to go away? I thought it was worth grabbing. Especially since not a lot of people check that out. For good reason. It's a movie directed by Roman Polanski, who we don't need to talk about. It's a classic, but it's one of those things of like when they made a sequel to The Shining, it's like, you really gonna do that? That's not great. Police Squad, the complete series, in color. I don't know why they say in color. Was there black and white versions of these? I don't know. I grabbed this because if you don't know, they're doing a reboot of Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, which I gotta say looks fucking hilarious. Looks fantastic. I like the joke about OJ at the end of the trailer. Check that trailer out. If you don't know OJ, we know OJ, but he was in the Naked Gun movies, and he was one of the best parts. But then this was years before he did what he did. And so it was kind of funny to see them actually acknowledge that within the movie. In the trailer, I thought that was really funny. But anyways, I have the Naked Gun trilogy. I'm going to review those later, closer to August, right? The movie comes out August 1st. So probably July. But I didn't have the Police Squad TV show, which is what the Naked Gun movies kind of spin off from. It was a 6-episode show. They canceled it. This was put out on Blu-ray, shockingly so, back in 2020. And I never picked it up. But, it's $15 on Amazon. And I'm glad I ordered this when I did. Because now this is on back order. I don't know if that's a sign that people are really excited about that new movie. We'll see how it goes. But $15 popped in the order. And I'm glad I got it. Because I literally got it like 2 or 3 days later. And, this is on back order, so I'm glad I ordered it when I did. It's all on one disc, but it's only 6 episodes, so I'm assuming they're like How long are these episodes? I don't know. Does it say? I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I'm sure these episodes look fine. Does it have any special features or anything? Not that it looks like. Actually, it does. Interview with Leslie Nielsen, featurettes, gag reels, casting test. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of that show, I recommend getting this because I kind of wonder how long this is going to be in print anyways, just because, I don't know. But, yeah, that's another Paramount release right there. And then this last one I ordered from the UK, which I don't usually do this. I'll show you why in a minute. But it's Red Sonja on 4K. Basically why I ordered this is for years there's been talks of another Red Sonja movie. And I kind of just assumed that's one of those things that it would just never happen because they just been talking about it for so long. You know, it's kind of crazy. We got other Conan movies and stuff like that. We kind of got Conan knockoffs, right? But no actual Red Sonja, which is technically part of those original Conan movies, because Arnold Schwarzenegger is a big part of this. He wasn't supposed to be originally, but then they kind of threw him in. He ended up taking up a ton of the movie. There's a little backstory with that, but you know, I do have the other Conan movies on 4K, so I wanted to get this at some point. But then they finally announced, I guess they already shot it. I forget what country is releasing that. I guess it's not a U.S. movie, because when I was reading articles, they're like, yeah, coming in 2025 from U.S. distributor. So I'm assuming that means it's not a U.S. movie. So we're getting a Red Sonja movie supposedly in 2025. I don't know if that's true, because yes, they've already shot the movie, but like it seems weird. We're in 2025. We're in April now. Like, why not just give us a release date? But whatever. Maybe they're a smaller company. They have reasons for that. I don't know. But I did have to import this from the UK because there's not a domestic Red Sonja release on 4K, which I thought, okay, well, I'll just go with the Blu-ray. So I looked up, is there a US Blu-ray? Apparently there's not, from what I could find. Could be wrong about that, but I did a little Google search and just was like, hey, is there a US Blu-ray release of Red Sonja? Looked on Amazon. Could not find anything. So there's no US release for this on Blu-ray, which is very bizarre because it seems like a popular, iconic movie. People love Arnold Schwarzenegger, like very weird. But luckily, if you guys don't know this, when you buy a 4K, unlike most Blu-rays or DVDs, when they're region locked, they're not region locked. 90% of the time, you can put them in your player. There's like 1 to 2 releases where you can't really do that. So I think if you're a fan of any movie and you're like, well, hey, that's got a 4K overseas and doesn't have one here, you know, if you prefer to wait like I do, I'd recommend doing that because most 90% of those will get US releases, but there's some of those that won't, and you just got to go for it. I think but this was one I just went to go for it because I need this as soon as possible. We're getting a new one later this year, and this was selling out. This is a Studio Canal 4K, which is usually really good, this stuff. Though I noticed a lot of the Studio Canal ones are being released by Lionsgate here in the States. Anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about, why I don't get 4 releases. It's right here. Now you see that? Look how amazing this artwork is. This artwork is great. And then you see that right there. 15. Right on the front. Now, if you don't know what that means, this is a UK release. So this is a rating system that the UK uses. So they're saying, hey, if you're 15 years or older, you can watch this movie. Right? That's what they're saying. So, that's basically cool and all. But let me show you an example here. What do I have here? No, that's not a good one. What's a good one here? Office Space, for example. So here's the artwork on the front, and then you look on the back here. There's the rating with all the information you need about it. To me, that is preferable because it's not because I'm not against putting the rating on the front, especially since when a lot of these releases came out, they were put out and like families would buy these as gifts for stuff for people. You're not gonna buy, so parents could actually look in the back and go, "Oh, this is rated R. I'm not gonna buy that for my kid or whatever." I don't know what kids buying. What you're buying? What kid wants Office Space for Blu-ray on their birthday or whatever? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you can access the information. There is no reason that these foreign releases have to put this bullshit on the front. It ruins the artwork. Looks terrible. It's fine on the back because the back is where you have to put all the plot description, the special features, all the extra goodies. But that's fine on the back because that's where all that information is supposed to be listed. Why do you have to put it on the front there? For no fucking reason. It looks hideous. And also because I have so few foreign releases, it immediately stands out and draws your eye to it. And you're like, why does it look like that? Drives me fucking nuts. I really can't stand this bullshit. There's absolutely no reason to have these foreign releases have that shit on the front. I think it just ruins the whole thing for me because it looks terrible. But whatever. I don't know if I showed you the disc, by the way. Here's the disc. Got Red Sonja on there, Arnold on the other, so that's pretty cool. I hope Arrow Video ends up doing a US release of this. I might get the US release on 4K if they do this to match the Conan ones, but I think they missed out on the opportunity of releasing them as a trilogy box set. But whatever. I probably won't upgrade actually, just because I am trying to spend less, and why spend extra money to upgrade something I already got on the best possible format. But yeah, Red Sonja movie coming later this year, so I will be reviewing this. I'm not sure if I'll be reviewing the Conan movies with that. Probably will, because that just sounds like fun. I fucking love me the Conan movies, so hey, what are we gonna do?